After you have finished and completed your three techniques on the ink spheres, we're going to use those to create your own currency. So inside your packet, you want to find the piece of paper that has the front and back copy of the $1 bill, and you want to actually cut them both out, leaving a little bit of a border. The first thing I want you to do is, again, on this project, you can transfer the basics of a dollar bill over because you're going to end up designing your own currency. There are a lot of steps to this. We are going to research after we get this transferred over. We're going to look at currency from other countries. We're going to talk about what types of imagery and who usually ends up on currency, how currency can be turned into artwork, both literally and figuratively, and it's just a fun study. So I'm going to color on the back of both of these, and I'll tip the screen down to show you. And I'm just placing pencil on the back of this bill. And then after I get that done, I'm going to place this bill down, and I'm just going to align with the corner of my other 4-inch by 12-inch piece of paper, and I'm going to transfer the border. I'm going to transfer this oval. I'm going to transfer the shapes in the corners, and I'm just going to give you a layout of the beginning of your currency, okay? You are going to add all your own designs and imagery to this later. So I'm just transferring this over. You can, when you're designing your currency, you can make a bill that is $1 million. You can make a bill that is $1. You can make a bill that is $1.33. Whatever you think makes sense with your currency. Now, typically, we all know that currency is made in increments that we'll use often and that makes sense for a government to like print multiples of. So, you know, you can't print a $1 bill and a $2 bill and a $3 bill and a $4 bill and a $5 bill. That's not printable and that's not practical. So you may want to think about, you don't have to since this is an art project, but you may want to think about a number that's actually a practical bill. Or you might just want to go crazy. One thing I really like about the dollar bill is like all of this intricate patterning on the edge. I'm not going to transfer that right now. Just because I'm going to make my own patterning. And here's George Washington. Again, we're not going to use Washington. I'm going to allow you to create your own currency. If you want to transfer the United States of America and keep that semblance of a dollar, you can, or you can come up with other phrases to put on here. I can print things off if you want to transfer lettering over. And so this gives me the basics for my bill. You also want to do the same thing on the back of your currency. Okay? At this point, I would stop and get yourself a scrap piece of paper, and I would start sketching out some ideas before you really, really work on this one. I'm going to darken these ovals, but I'm going to just show you what I'm going to add. I love coffee, and so I am going to make my dollar patterned after Caffeine Land or somewhere that manufactures a lot of coffee. I may actually put a person in the middle that looks really like fizzled out by coffee. So I'm going to find somebody that looks like really wired, and I'm going to put them here instead of a president. I'm going to add, instead of those little round parts, I'm going to add little coffee cups.
What the?
And then I'm going to add another one on this side. Of my currency. I'm just thinking as I go here, I'm going to add coffee beans all the way around the edge of my dollar.
Well, hey, everybody has a desire.
I'm going to also put some like designs down here.
Yeah, you're welcome, dude. I kind of saved you.
And I'm going to continue to make a very, very detailed drawing of my own currency. Okay, and I will show you guys some examples. We are going to use pen on this, stippling, cross-hatching, and random line to shade this. And then finally we're going to add a little bit of color with your colored pencils on top. Okay, so after you get the back and front side transferred, you can cut this out again so that it is the shape of an actual bill. And again, this is going to have a front and a back side. Okay? Alright, hopefully that gets you started. I'll continue with videos as we go along in this process.